The Cellcast is recorded in front of a live streaming audience.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Cellcast.
I went blank. Hold on. Plus. Okay, so I was so I know it's a plus episode, but I know it's a new movie. It's one of those new reaction things. So it seems like, no, it's a reaction movie. No, we just talked about this a minute ago, Jacob.
It's plus.
It's a plus episode.
Joining me today is a man who doesn't know the difference between a plus and a reaction. Welcome, Jacob.
I'm just gonna say, so disappointed. You didn't use a dog reference. There's crypto in this movie.
And I figure we're going to be talking about that super dog and nothing.
I know, but it's like the perfect setup. You didn't use the dog joke.
Well, I can't really do that particular whistle, okay?
Yeah, don't do that. That'll hurt. Don't do that. Don't do that. Mm-mm. You'll have me on the ground. Don't do that. Ay, ay, ay. Either way, let me introduce my co-host, the man who, where to choose from in this film? He got T-spears. He has T-spears everywhere. Welcome, Drew. Rose is green with envy.
Deedlet says she resembles that remark.
T-spears?
She's an AI computer.
That is true.
Technically can float, but she doesn't
That's
do that
true.
on the show.
Or he's green with envy.
Well, at least I don't have a bowl cut.
That haircut should be part of your vow.
Anyway, tonight we are reviewing a brand new movie.
Literally brand new.
Right. Well,
Not brand new, but it's over 2 weeks old now.
Here's the thing. When we started doing these plus films, the idea was that we do an old movie and then a new movie and then an old movie and then a new movie. And then what ended up happening was that I kept putting old movies on the list because it's like, oh, this would be a cool movie. This would be a cool movie. And Jay goes, well, we should put a new movie on the list, shouldn't we?
And then he just threw another one in there.
Well, yeah. What would you want to review? And then you were quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought,
that's the mistake, being quiet.
I got to looking at where the schedule hits, and I realized that this plus episode was hitting in July, which gave us 3 choices of stuff still in theaters.
That's true.
So I think I just said, you want to do Superman?
Well,
I think of the 3, that's the one I most was interested in.
I think what we were discussing, it was like we have 3 options. We have Jurassic World Rebirth. We have Fantastic Four coming out, and you have Superman coming out, all in July.
Yes.
It's like, which one would you want to review? Superman.
I think, and I am, for being honest, I think that's what I secretly wanted, because I knew, I was fairly certain Jurassic World Rebirth, which is a good film, by the way. I have seen it. I had a feeling it was going to be as cheesy as some of the more recent entries, and I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't.
Okay.
And I'm interested in what Fantastic Four is going to do. Obviously, it is a Marvel movie, so I'm hesitant at the moment. If you want to hear more why, go check out our last episode with Artsy Stuff, where we talked about being tired of franchises.
Franchise fatigue?
Yeah. And this is the one that's like, well, they are at least trying to go with a different take on this. True. And it is James Gunn.
True.
And of the Marvel films that came out, it was his 3 that felt like they had the most consistency.
Fair.
So, and I liked the Suicide Squad, but it was a little too nasty for my personal enjoyment.
Fair.
But anyway, that's what's happening. Yeah. Why we decided to do this one.
Yes.
There are some old live action movies on the list coming up. Some of that because of certain people. One of them and very, very much is torturing us with one
December,
the first week of December.
Thanks, Nate.
You weren't supposed to tell.
Oh well.
But anyway, we have
Cat's out of the bag.
and we have another old one like 2 weeks after that because Christmas.
True.
Ha. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and jump into our spoiler-free thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Certified fresh and spoiler-free.
Obviously, this is my first viewing, and I have only had a chance to go watch it once.
Mm.
And I was hesitant on what they were doing this because say what you want about Man of Steel and BVS on darkness, on them being darker, and whether or not that's a good idea or not. That's not like the reason I'm hesitant. It's everything that Warner Brothers tried to do to course correct, in some of cases being very poorly done. So, because let's face it, DC hasn't had a good track record the past couple of years when it comes to superhero films.
True.
Really, since Green Lantern. Man of Steel and BVS, I like for certain. I think are well made, but they're not really what I wanted. I'll put it that way.
So it's personal opinion.
It's a personal opinion.
Okay.
I will say they're very good films, and I appreciate what they're doing. But if you're talking about for my own personal enjoyment,
Gotcha.
The animated Batman Superman movie that we reviewed 2-3 years ago?
2 years ago.
That tells that story much better.
That is fair.
But that's just my opinion.
Fair.
So I was hoping as a not brighter, that's not the word I want to use, but a more upbeat Superman story was what was going to work for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy that's kind of what we got.
Okay.
I there's still some things I'm still mulling over in my head, but I did enjoy the film, and I hope that we can keep at least this level of quality.
Yeah.
Going forward. I know there'll be a stinker or two in there, but because that just happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping this is our average right here, because I think this was a good, enjoyable time.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Okay, so kind of a background history with Superman for me. I grew up watching the Christopher Reeves film, the Richard Donner original Superman. I loved that as a kid.
We'll say I watched 1 and 2 as a kid. My mom did not want to watch 3 or 4 because she said they were stupid.
That's fair. 3 has its charm. 4 was a train wreck.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to play that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I've seen clips from 4, and I'm like, oh wow.
4, I remember
that shouldn't have been done.
I remember watching 4 as a kid, and it's like, wow, this is kind of cool. Then retrospectively as an adult, it's like that's not very good.
No,
it wasn't a very good story. Even Christopher Reeve said it was a terrible choice. But it's like, again, like we did Lois and Clark, New Adventures Superman as a kid. I loved that as a child. I know we're not going to go into politics over that, but and then you get
Superman the animated series.
We get Superman the animated series, but around that same era.
Yeah.
And then we get the Brandon Routh Superman Returns, which I really enjoy.
I enjoy, but I hate one of the implications.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm going to say on that.
Okay, gotcha.
I will also say I did not watch Smallville.
Yeah, I watched Smallville.
So
I actually really enjoyed Smallville for the most part.
And since I'm aware that it's
very much CW, WB kind of show.
Since I'm aware there are allusions to Smallville in this, I am actually tempted to go back and watch some Smallville when I get a chance.
Okay, gotcha.
I said allusions. I didn't say it was any deeper than that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's not directly connected.
No. But it's like, yeah, then you get Man of Steel, then you get the DCEU. Am I right? Is that what's pronounced?
They changed that name many times. I think the DCEU was the last one they came up with.
Yeah, something like that.
And I think they've even now changed it from that to something else since then.
Right.
Because now it's this is starting off the DC, or correction, this isn't starting off the DCU. This is actually the second entry in the DCU. Because Creature Commandos was technically first.
Fair.
And there are some elements of some of James Gunn's other DC works that are also canon.
Yes.
But that's as far as I know.
Yeah. So, be like you have all of that. You have Man of Steel. You have Batman versus Superman. Dawn of Justice. You have the Justice League movie. Either or version, because there is Superman in this film. I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I thought he was a fantastic Superman. I know people will disagree with me, but I enjoyed his performance.
Cavill did a good job as Superman.
Cavill did a fantastic job. Be like,
my issues with his Superman do not come from Cavill. I will say that.
Fair. And then you have the 2025 film, which we're reviewing tonight. And honestly, I really enjoyed it. It's a breath of fresh air. It's different from Snyder's version of Superman. And it's different because James Gunn does something different. Because like he said, this is a fleshed out story. It's lighthearted. It's got it does have stakes, but at the same time, it has a hope to it, and it has this and this and this. Be like, yeah, there are problems with the film, but I enjoy it. So yeah, that is my spoiler-free thoughts and my history of Superman.
Fair enough. So why don't we go ahead and jump into our spoiler-filled thoughts then?
Yes.
The following is a spoiler-filled review for the film Superman 2025. Listener discretion is advised.
Rough.
Superman was written and directed by James Gunn, who also wrote and directed Guardians of the Galaxy and the Suicide Squad. It is based on the DC Comics characters of Superman, created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, Krypto the Superdog, created by Kerr Swan and Otto Bender, Green Lantern Guy Gardner, created by Gil Kane and John Broome, Mr. Terrific Mike Holtz, created by John Ostrander and Tom Mandrake, Hawk Girl Kendra Saunders, created by David S. Goyer and James Robinson, and Metamorpho Rex Mason, created by Rob Haney and Ramona Fradon. I did a lot more research on this than IMDb gave me, if you can't tell.
No.
Because I was like, okay, who created all these people? Because they all deserve that credit, I feel.
Yes, agreed. They do.
Getting into the cast for this, we got David Cornenswet as
Cornenswet.
I'm not sure I'm saying his name right. Okay.
Yeah, I'd be like, no. Be like, no, I'm not. I'm not dissing your pronunciation of this actor's name. Be like, I'd never heard it pronounced.
I'm guessing it's Cornenswet. Because it kind of is what it looks like.
Okay.
Anyway, he plays Superman / Kal-El / Clark Kent and Ultraman. Not that Ultraman. And in the movie Twisters, that's plural, so it's the new one, he played Scott.
Oh.
Rachel.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Rachel Brosnahan. Once again, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing names. She played Lois Lane. And she was Miriam Midge Maisel in the Amazon TV series The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Yes.
Nicholas Holtz played Lex Luthor. And in the Fox X-Men movies, he played
Beast,
young Hank in Beast.
Yes.
And I say young because technically Fraser Crane played the older version.
Yes.
My mind just went blank on that actor's name.
Oh, Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer, thank you.
You're welcome.
Eddie Gathegi played Michael Holt and Michael Holt, Mr. Terrific. Yeah. And in X-Men First Class specifically, he was Darwin. That was the got killed early on in that film.
Yeah.
That was that X-Men technically.
Yes.
Got killed by Nightcrawler's daddy.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that character's name.
Anthony Kerrigan played Rex Mason, which was Metamorpho.
Yes.
And he played Dennis Caleb McCoy in Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Oh, okay.
Nathan Fillion was Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. And of course, he is Captain Malcolm Mal Reynolds in Firefly.
Yes, which they
among other things.
Yes, and they are releasing a Funko Pop of that group now.
I'm not surprised.
Yes, and I'm not surprised a bunch of people that I know that are brown coats are going to go gaga over that.
Probably a certain person who said 3.5 in our chat too.
Really? I didn't realize he was a brown coat.
Well, I mean, we did review
That is true.
on the show for
That
a
is
while.
okay. That's fair.
Did force me to watch 2 episodes that I'd been meaning to watch because I keep meaning to watch that show all the way through,
same.
and I never do.
I don't know how much flack I got over for years of not watching Firefly with a bunch of friends who are browncoats. Oh my gosh, you haven't seen the phenomenon.
Roy, we know you.
Yes.
Isabella Merced played Kendra Saunders / Hot Girl.
Mm-hmm.
And she is Dora the Explorer in Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Oh yeah. I didn't forget about that. She's a fairly up-and-coming actress.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, Maria Gabriela de Faria played Angela Spica, aka the Engineer.
Oh yeah.
And in something called Deadly Clash, she played Maria Salazar.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts connections.
Oh gosh.
How many do you think we got?
Oh, with how many voice background actors? And like this is a modern film.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably a good shot 5.
No, it was actually 3.
3. Okay, I was ballparking maybe 4. Kind of give it. Okay, who is it?
The only reason I hesitated there is because I wanted to look at my screen and see how many lines did I put in there, because I have real answers there and fake ones in case somebody decides to count. I was like, did he actually do that for a change?
No,
but yeah, it was 3. First off, Isabella Merced, who was Hot Girl, plays the character of Ava in Kingdom Hearts, which is one of the characters from the cell phone game, who was only voiced in a movie, is a strong word for what this is, miniseries that's on a video game disc. Best way I know how to put that. And she did have a cameo in Kingdom Hearts 3 at the very end. So
okay,
that's who that character is. Carrie Walgren, who was additional voices in this, and was the voice of the Grid in Kingdom Hearts from Tron Legacy.
Oh, okay.
And then Marcella Lentz Pope was additional voices in this. And she was the female voice of Corrin in Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Because Smash Brothers is a Kingdom Hearts game, of course.
Yes. That we've established already.
Yes. Well, we got info and stuff.
As of right now, this movie is in theaters. So if you have not watched it and don't want to be spoiled about the movie, because I know a lot of people don't want to be spoiled. Thanks, Jim.
I mean, we did already spoil one thing in this film by cast lists alone.
That is true. We already gave our warnings and everything. So just, if it'd be like if you already deep in, just sit tight and just be prepared to get spoiled over a movie. So either or. On IMDb, it is a 7.6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes has a 83 score from its the reviewers, but its audience score is a 93. So it means the audience likes it more than the critics. Like, even though the movie is doing very well in that regard.
That tracks, actually.
It tracks with it. So is it available anywhere? Yes, in the theaters. Go see your butt in a theater and watch it.
Has not been released on home video at all yet.
No, it won't come to theater. It won't come to the streaming platform until I think September or October.
At the earliest.
That's where they're projecting it. But let's see. Its production was DC Studios, Troll Count Entertainment, the San Fran Company, distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. It's rated PG-13. Its runtime is 129 minutes. Its first release on July 7th, 2025 at the TCL Chinese Theater in LA. And it was released in the United States and everywhere else abroad on July 11th of this year. It had an estimated budget of $225 million. And as of July 16th, which was 2 days ago, it is now the 18th. Superman has grossed $177.7 million here internationally or domestically in America and Canada. And with $95 million in other territories for a worldwide total for 272.7 million dollars. Be like, at this point, this movie right now in 2 weeks has already made its budget back.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie,
that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Now, granted, we talked in our pre-show that everybody, for some reason in their heads, be like, if the movie doesn't make $5 million in its first weekend, it's failed. So I think if people give the movie a little grace and give it time to, marinate in the theaters, it will make its money back. It's already done very well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with how much Warner Brothers and DC have pushed into this film, be like, they want this movie to at least make 500 million with how much they put in advertising and everything like that, because they pushed hard for this thing.
Oh yeah.
So be like, if everybody will just give the movie a chance and watch it and stop being so hypercritical of everything,
Roy,
him and everybody else.
I'm just commenting on Roy because he's in the chat. Being a negative Nancy.
Of course. Calm down, Roy.
Or being a contrarian. That's really what he's being.
Contrarian. Oh, okay. That's a more civilized word. Yeah. Let the movie marinate. See what happens. It's not in-game, people. They're building a universe. Let it grow.
Let it grow. Let it grow.
Either or. That's
Sorry, that I already had that in my brain for some reason, and then you said let it grow. I went right there.
Okay. So home video release, again, it has not been released yet on home video, not yet, or streaming yet, but this is where they are projecting it to go. It'll be available projectively wise. Will be available for streaming on HBO Max, formerly Max, for purchase or rental for digital platforms on Amazon, Prime Video, iTunes, YouTube, and Google Play sometime in September, October of 2025. Also available, be released around the same time for DVD and Blu-ray and other formats.
That includes Ultra 4K, probably.
Ultra 4K, probably. And probably gets a nice steelbook.
Laser disc, capacitance disc, VHS.
Let me just stick it on a cassette tape and just be done with it.
DivX.
DivX?
DivX, yes.
What the heck is a DivX?
Basically, a DVD with slightly different encoding.
Oh, okay.
Basically.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
It was slightly better than DVD quality, but Betamax. That's what they should release it on.
Betamax.
Betamax. I'm just listing different formats now.
Yeah.
UMD.
UMD.
For the PlayStation Portable.
Oh my gosh. I actually had one of those.
HD DVD. I did too. HD DVD. What other weird formats? I think that's all the ones I know. Anyway.
That is all I have for info stuff.
All right. Well, then why don't we get into the summary?
Yes.
And I will say, having just done a quick glance through here, there was a lot of assumption and a lot of pulling from other sources that the movie didn't actually tell us, but it's assumed in this. So
fair.
Jor-El and Lor Vaughn send their infant son Kal-El to Earth to escape the destruction of their home planet Krypton. Raised as Clark Kent by adoptive human parents Jonathan and Martha Kent in Smallville, Kansas, the Kryptonian gains incredible powers from the sun. 30 years later, inspired to heroism by Jor-El and Lara's farewell message, half of which was damaged on the journey, Clark introduces himself as Superman, the most powerful metahuman on Earth, to the world. This is literally all before the movie started. 3 years later, Clark maintains his secret identity and a job as a reporter for the Daily Planet in Metropolis, where he works alongside Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane, the latter of whom is in a relationship with Clark and aware of his secret identity. Which is not something that apparently they could do in Superman 2. Superman stops an invasion by, I meant the original Superman, the non-Richard Donner Superman 2. I don't know how the Richard Donner version does it.
They kind of just explain it.
I still need to watch that one day.
Wait, what?
The Richard Donner Superman 2 from the 80s?
Oh, gotcha.
That's because the original Superman 2, she figured out, she learned who he was, and then magic hypnovision made her forget.
Yeah. I watched it. It's pretty good. It's decent.
For more on that, check out the Retro Rewind podcast episode I was on recently where we reviewed Superman 2 back in March. I think it was March. Anyway, Superman stops an invasion by I already read some. Let me start over. Not Barabbas.
Barabbas.
Superman stops an invasion by Barovia, an ally of the United States, of the neighboring country of Jahanpur. 3 weeks later, billionaire Lex Luthor assures General Rick Flag Sr. and others in the U.S. government who wonder if Superman might be a threat, that he can kill Superman if necessary. Superman loses his first fight against the mysterious Hammer of Barovia, who cites Superman's involvement in the war as the reason for his actions. However, unbeknownst to the world, the Hammer is actually Ultraman. Not that Ultraman, who is controlled by Luthor using drones. Krypto, as superpowered dog being pet sat by Superman, not that we knew that at the time, takes an injured Superman back to the Fortress of Solitude in Antarctica, which wasn't it in the North Pole pretty much in all the other versions?
Yeah, it's the North Pole.
That's what I thought.
It's in the South Pole?
It's in I did catch they said in Antarctica.
It's in Antarctica, so it's South Pole.
In this movie, in this universe.
That is weird.
It kind of fits because I mean
it's middle of nowhere,
and it's not like it's going to take longer for that to melt.
That's true.
In global warming, which I'm assuming is what they thought,
probably.
But anyway,
who knows?
But where he is healed and with concentrated solar radiation. Luthor later secretly invades the fortress alongside Ultraman and the Engineer, steals the farewell message from Jor-El and Lara, and decodes it in its entirety before abducting Krypto. As Superman and the Justice Gang, a team of heroes composed of Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl, battle a kaiju released by Luthor as a diversion, Luthor broadcasts the entire Kryptonian message to the world. To Superman's shock, in the second half of the message, his parents urge him to conquer Earth and take as many wives as needed to restore the Kryptonian race, leading to public opinion turning against him. In the hopes of finding Krypto, he voluntarily surrenders to the government for questioning because of Superman's power. Flag gives custody of the hero to Luthor. Luthor imprisons Superman in his artificial pocket universe, where he holds his enemies, including Krypto and the metahuman Metamorpho. Not to mention a lady in a ballerina outfit, because he doesn't really like ex-girlfriends.
Yes.
But anyway,
that's not a problem at all.
No. Using Metamorpho's baby son Joey as a hostage, Luthor forces him to create kryptonite to render Superman powerless. Luthor's girlfriend Eve, infatuated with Jimmy, reveals that Luthor secretly backs Barovia in return for half of Jahanpur's territory, providing photographic evidence of the plot before being imprisoned herself. Luthor interrogates Superman using Malik Ali, one of the latter's supporters, as a hostage before killing Malik. This prompts a horrified Metamorpho to help Superman escape, and the two free Joey and Krypto. Lois convinces Mr. Terrific to help find Superman, and they enter the Pocket Universe, rescuing the heroes and taking Superman to the Kent farm to recuperate. Furious at Superman's escape, Luthor has his men increase the Pocket Universe's reactor's power to lure Superman out, creating a rift that begins to tear across the city. While Green Lantern, Metamorpho, and Hawkgirl stop a second Barovian invasion of Jahanpur, Superman and Mr. Terrific battle the Engineer and Ultraman as the growing rift approaches Metropolis. Hawkgirl fatally drops Vasil Gurkos, the president of Barovia, from a large height. After defeating the Engineer, Superman unmasks Ultraman, revealing him to be a clone of himself. Luthor is so intent on defeating Superman that he refuses to close the rift, which splits the city in half. Superman and Ultraman engage in a long standoff at the rift, while Superman winning by trapping Ultraman within a bus being pulled into a black hole below the rift. Superman and Mr. Terrific go to Luthor Corp headquarters to shut down the reactor. Closing the rift, the Justice Gang is celebrated as heroes alongside their newest member, Metamorpho. Meanwhile, Lois and Jimmy reveal Luthor's scheme to the public, clearing Superman's name. Luthor and his cohorts are all arrested, and everyone trapped in the Pocket Universe, including Eve, are freed. Later, as Superman recovers from his injuries at the Fortress of Solitude, his cousin Kara Zor-El drunkenly returns to pick up Krypto to relax during the healing process. He watches footage of his childhood memories in Smallville, growing up with Jonathan and Martha as his parents. Getting into the trivia for this episode, Nathan Fillion insisted that Guy Gardner sport the same bowl cut he does in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
James Gunn cited Top Gun Maverick as an inspiration for the flight as depicted in this film. He also took inspiration from prior Superman directors Richard Donner and Zack Snyder, specifically citing inspiration from Snyder's action scenes.
Mm-hmm.
The return of Superman's iconic trunks were requested by David Cornenswet, who justified it thusly. I'm an alien from outer space who can fly and lift buildings, and I shoot laser beams out of my eyes that can dissolve things. I want kids to not be afraid of me, so what am I going to wear? This is the first Superman film since Superman Returns in 2006 to utilize John Williams' main theme from Superman 78 as the character's main leitmotif in the film score. James Gunn cited the theme as one of the greatest film scores of all time and associated it with the character of Superman since the beginning of development on this film. And before people start to say, oh, you got that wrong, it was used as Superman's theme in Justice League in the theatrical cut also, but it wasn't used a lot.
Mm.
But my trivia didn't mention that. I'm adding it here. In the comics, Ultraman is an evil alternate universe version of Kal-El. In the film, he is Lex Luthor-made clone similar to some iterations of Bizarro.
Okay.
Just not talking backwards because he doesn't talk at all.
Mm-hmm.
Ultraman's mask resembles the one Doomsday, the Kryptonian monster who killed Superman, wore in his initial appearance in the comics.
That makes sense.
Both David Cornenswet and Nicholas Hoult have admitted that they watched Smallville growing up and got used to that series' iterations of Clark and Lex, respectively. Hoult told this to Michael Rosenbaum himself on his podcast, Inside a View with Michael Rosenbaum in 2018.
And Michael Rosenbaum is actually in this film.
Yes, as one of the... What do they call them?
I don't remember.
Well, one of the people who's got
the mechanical
guys.
Mechanical guys.
Yeah. Lastly, and I had to word this very specifically, Jimmy Olsen's contact on the inside of Luthor's operation is a girl named Eve, who in the credits, her full name is credited as Eve Tessmacher. There is also a man named Otis Berg working for Luthor. Both of these characters are callbacks to Miss Tessmacher and Otis.
Yes.
With Otis Berg, the Berg and Otis coming from what Otis wanted to call his small little part of...
Yeah, that's right. In Superman 78.
Superman 78.
Yeah, I remember.
It's like Otis Berg.
Otis Berg. Really, Otis?
But I'm sitting at the movie with my mom watching this. And I just leaned over to her and said, Mama, if they don't reveal that that's Miss Tessmacher, I'm going to be pissed. And it did not take, it took until I got home and checked IMDb for me to verify that was Miss Tessmacher.
Wow.
Because the people in front of us stood up right when the main cast list was going past and we missed it. Which is annoying. But anyway.
Yeah.
So that's what I've got for trivia.
Okay.
What is your first like for this film, Jacob?
So, I mean, like, I want to, because I didn't say this in the beginning, I want to say it now. So, be like, the why and how, not the way and how, the why, the reason why, let me back up a second. I drove an hour to go see this film. So, my brother Jim, who lives in Huntsville, where my parents live, and so I called him and be like, hey, do you want to go see Superman? It's like, sure, we can go see it in Huntsville. Huntsville's almost 3-hour drive for me.
Yeah.
No. Be like, what about Longview? Lufkin. What about Lufkin? I always get those two names mixed up. They're both L cities, and they're an hour apart from where we are.
Which is fair. But Lufkin is south of here.
That is true. And Longview is north.
Jim would not have wanted to drive to Longview.
No. Either or. So we agreed to meet in Lufkin.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went to the Cinemark in Lufkin. So I drove an hour and we met there and watched the movie. And that's where I watched the movie, which was in Lufkin, Texas, which is an hour drive from where I'm. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. And we had a great time. We went and had Buffalo Wild Wings. It was great. So, yeah. So what is the first thing I like about this film? So is this, I enjoyed this movie for one big reason. It's not a normal Superman movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a Snyder film. It's not a Donner film. It's very much its own thing. It's kind of a hybridization of everything, because you have very much homages and nods to the Donner films. You have homages and nods to the Snyder films, to Lois and Clark, to Smallville, to even the Brandon Routh film. There's so many little homages. The fact that Superman isn't he isn't all powerful. He is vulnerable. He can be hurt. I do like the approach of how they did Superman, of how James Gunn did Superman, or how he does the characteristic of Superman, that he is very I wanted to say pessimist, but it's the wrong word. He's very much an optimist. He's very much optimist. He sees the good in everybody, which is like a good Superman. And I know some people, want to say it's be like this point during the movie when he's sitting in the apartment and all the Justice Leaguers are doing their thing. I love it. Because he is just more just so blah. They've got it. I don't have to go out there and do that. Tells Lois that. But he is just a guy. He's a guy. I love the line in which he gives to Luthor at the very end. That's the thing. You never got it. I'm just a guy like you. Yeah, I've got powers, but I make mistakes. I put a foot in front and the other and try to do my best and just try to be the best person I can be. Now we're talking about theologically, is anybody really good? No, not really.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you can strive to be a good person and do good things, but it's yeah, he's still a flawed person. He's still going to make mistakes. And it's not like Snyder, where if Superman goofs up and has this fight with Zod, he's going to destroy an entire city. Where with this Superman's going to get hurt.
While the entire city gets destroyed.
That's true. But it's not a cataclysmic.
For some reason, if it hits different in this than it does in Man of Steel.
That is true. That is true. It's not as world shattering when you have two superpowered beings going against each other. And in this movie, you don't have it. But I do like the vulnerability of this Superman, that he is human, just superpowered, and he's not overpowered like Cavill's Superman. And I kind of like it. I'd be there's the I like it, but I don't like it, because you think Superman, he's completely invulnerable, you can't hurt him. But I do like the idea that how James Gunn is approaching it with he is flawed. He is a flawed human being, and he's learning, because he's only been Superman for 3 years?
3 years is what they said.
Yeah, 3 years in the opening crawl, 3 years. So he's still learning. And I think I enjoy that to an extent. I think personally, I think he should be, incredibly invulnerable. But I do like the vulnerableness of the character. So that's my first the vulnerability of this Superman.
Mm-hmm. My first like for this film is that we don't see the destruction of Krypton.
Thank you.
Again.
Thank you.
We don't even touch really on that other than, the message was in his pod as he came here and he uses it to calm down or whatever it was. And like, that's like the only,
it's soothing.
It's like, we mentioned that this is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, this is what happened because it's Superman.
Yeah.
It's been only little over 10 years since the last time we saw Krypton explode.
Yes.
It's been 50 years since we saw it explode originally, or around abouts. And you can go see this anytime you want. The animated series did it in the 90s.
Yeah.
We didn't see it here. And good night. I'm happy because we didn't need to. In much the same way I don't need to see Peter Parker get bit by a spider ever again.
Yes.
Or not for a while anyway. Because I don't need to know that right now.
Yeah.
What I need to know is, who is this Superman and what's he doing? So, yeah, he's been Superman for a little bit, obviously. So he's starting to learn how to do things, but he's, like you said, he's not all powerful.
Yeah.
He's not OP. I know that for a lot of people, the reason Superman is boring and dull and people don't like it is because he's so OP. Well, guess what? He ain't that here. Because here's the thing. You don't have Superman's power scaling changes depending on the needs of the story. In this story, he doesn't need to be powerful like he really was in the Zack Snyder Superman film.
Yeah.
But at the same time, not to throw too much shade on a film that we're not reviewing, I still say one of my biggest problems with that is because the Superman Zod fight, they're both so powerful in that they shot their shot too early. And here James Gunn knows we're at the base level. We don't need all powerful Superman. We need Superman to make mistakes and still be needing to fight the base level threats to the point where you don't need kryptonite to beat Superman.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. The only kryptonite in this is what Metamorpho transforms his hand into.
Yeah,
and they even say, isn't all the kryptonite gone?
Yeah.
It's like, that's an interesting way to put that. So that's like, Superman's not going to have to deal with his weakness. But at the same time, Superman's not super powerful.
Yeah.
He's almost just a step above Captain America, I would say, in terms of super strength, which is the main way you can compare that.
Okay. I could see that be like,
yeah,
he's probably a lot stronger, but I can see the similarities
from a writing point of view.
Okay.
I don't think he's meant to be much stronger than Captain America from the super strength point of view. Yeah, he's got the laser vision. Didn't show X-ray vision in this, but he probably has that too.
Probably.
Or the ice breath. We didn't see that. But this is an early Superman. He may not even know he has those powers yet.
Maybe.
What would have been really interesting is if he didn't know how to fly yet. And he was still
he was
leaping tall buildings in a single bound.
That would have been interesting.
That would have been an interesting little callback, and he learned to fly in this movie. But I'm also glad they didn't do that. What I like most about this is that while there is a lot of over the top in this, comparatively, Superman is very grounded.
Yes,
he's not super OP. It's not like you're watching this and going, Superman could kick his butt right now. It's like he gets in that fight with the engineer.
Yeah,
and you're and I'm watching it going, wow, there's actually stakes in this fight.
Yeah.
Granted, it's nanobots and it shouldn't be like, it's like, because this is only halfway through the movie. Superman's gonna get out of this somehow.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're going, okay, I can see this. This is actually exciting. And it's, I don't know. I like how this is not, I guess that's what it comes down to. It's not doing the overplayed stuff.
Okay.
You look at things such as the Richard Donner film and the Zack Snyder film, there is a feeling that Superman is a god.
Yeah.
or has godlike abilities.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like he's got godlike abilities.
Agreed.
This feels like he's just more powerful than the average metahuman.
Yeah.
Honestly, and even not that much more powerful. Will at a later date, when he's probably fighting Darkseid in what we're which we already are looking at, kind of is already alluding to it, because those transporter things looked like boom tubes to me.
Okay.
He's going to get to a point, I assume, where he's going to be fighting Darkseid. Yeah, at that point, he's going to be fighting on a godlike level, because he's fighting one of the new gods, technically. But at the same time, he's not there yet. And I love that he's not there yet. I like how we're actually getting to meet Superman when he's still normal guy.
Yeah. I can see that. And I do agree with that.
And I like how it's not even the other superheroes that we get to see in here. Guy Gardner, Metamorpho, Hawk Girl, and Mr. Terrific, which granted, Mr. Terrific was the only one I didn't know in this before starting.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't read a lot of DC comics.
Fair.
I appreciate how it's like they showed these characters and they worked in a way where it's like it didn't feel like they overshadowed, they didn't take away, they just like, no, these characters exist in the universe, and obviously there's people who are going to come up because this is the beginning of the Justice League. Sorry, Justice Gang. Oh my gosh, terrible name. That's obviously terrible.
It's the pun, but it's still
right. It's a great
Gardner.
pun.
Really?
Yeah, you know, Guy Gardner came up with that name.
Oh, he did. It's in the film, yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I like how this is early Superman. We're not going crazy. He's not overpowered. He's not there yet, but at the same time, his character already feels like it's there, but he's still learning.
Yeah.
And I kind of like him as a lovable dork.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely got that lovable dork about him.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, his favorite band is the Mighty Crab Jays.
Yeah. Which is I think it's a band.
It's a fictional band.
It's a fictional band.
But it's still they that song played in the credits that was supposed to be by them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was still going, holy crap, this is OC Supertones, but secular.
Okay, then.
It's like, oh, so what you're saying is not punk, is ska bands that can't be ska anymore. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway,
yeah,
I like how this is just standard. This is a grounded Superman, and I enjoyed it. So
that is fair.
What's your second like for this film?
My second like, it's more of a spotlight on an actor and their performance would be Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I love this guy. Ate every scene he was in because he was manic the entire time. Like this man, it like invoked a sinister, mad, just like mad out of his mind Lex Luthor. I enjoyed like every scene he was in. I was like, okay, I'm glued. I don't care what you're doing, dude. And it was just like so perfect, so great. But like I enjoyed his performance. I love that he was this cold, calculating character who just loathed Superman because he's an alien, he's a threat, and be like he's going to do nothing but destroy what I want. And it's just, I'm going to do everything in my power to destroy him. I'm going to murder him. And I love when he just goes completely berserk because it's believable. But the fact that he is able to lock Superman up in a pocket dimension, and then he murders a man right in front of him. I'm like, this guy, oh my, it's like, wow, how James Gunn and whoever helped him write this did a fantastic job, and Holt just took it to a next level. Be like, don't get me wrong, this is a fantastic cast. Fantastic cast. Be like, some of these guys, some of these actors I never heard of. Be like, I've heard of Holt. I've seen him. Like, he's a good actor. But he brought a game to a next level with this Luthor. To me, I can't say for certain right now, but there's a good holding place right now. I would say Nicholas Hoult is probably an A tier when it comes to Luthor, because just the way he brings that manic energy as a man who's obsessed, and definitely the very end of the film where Luthor gets his upcomings, and I love that part. I love it where he is confronted by Superman, and he's losing his crap. He's like, I can still beat you, you stupid alien. Just losing it, because there's this great shot where it's Holt's face, and it's this tight shot, and it's just like he's losing it. And I love it. I'm eating it up every single time. I'm like, wow, this guy brought every single fiber of his essence, character, ingration. Am I saying that right? Ingration?
Ingration?
No, an ingration. Sorry, no, wrong word.
I'm not sure what that word.
No. But like, just like,
imitation.
Hold on.
Sorry,
method act, almost a method acting kind of character, where it's just like he was so invested in this character.
Imitation.
Method acting.
We'll move on from me trying to guess what words you're trying to say. No.
Like it's kind of a method acting, but like where it was so in depth of the character. I don't know if he was Lex Luthor on stage or whatever, but I just really enjoyed his performance, and I could not keep my eyes off this guy. Anytime he was on the screen, I was like, okay, what's Holt gonna do in this scene? And he eats me, like, even to the point where he's getting beat up by the best dog ever. By Crypto. It's just so good. You're getting beaten up by a CG dog and you're eating it up. And like the fact to be like, when he's being hauled away to that prison, it's like just the way he just stares off into nothingness of that rage, and it's like, it's palpable, and I love it. It's so good. But again, movie's full of great actors and actresses. I just thought Nicholas Hoult just brought it in every single scene. It didn't matter what he was in. It was, this is Lex Luthor. He's manic. He's insane. And I loved it. So yeah, Nicholas Hoult performance as Lex Luthor. What's your second like?
My second like for this film is the secondary cast.
Secondary cast. Okay.
Here's the thing. We can talk a lot about the primary cast. Most of the people I mentioned.
Oh yeah.
But you've got your Jimmy Olsons. You've got your Miss Tessmacher.
Yes.
Sorry, Eve, or as he had it in his phone, Mutant Toes.
Mutant Toes. I forgot that one.
But I mean, you've got all the people that worked at the Daily Planet.
Yes.
You've got even Ma and Pa Kent.
Yes.
And so many of these characters, they don't spend a lot of time with them.
Yeah.
Admittedly. But they're all fully fleshed out characters. Like if you want when you go see a movie, you do have these characters sometimes in the background that just feel like, okay, yeah, they're here for the scene. This character is obviously is there just to show how dangerous the situation is without actually causing harm to the main character. But in most cases, it's like, oh, that's just a glorified extra. Who cares?
Yes.
That guy that Lex Luthor brings in solely to hurt Superman, who happened to give Superman a sandwich one day.
Oh yeah.
His performance is such that's like, I believe this is a real guy who has a history, who has a past, and a present. Doesn't have a future, obviously.
Yeah,
but he's like a very believable character, so that when he actually does get killed, not only does that make me want to solidify hating Luthor more because he's just
an evil dude, evil character.
That's what he needs to be.
Exactly.
But I'm still sitting there going, "Ow, that." You don't kill that guy. He did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
He's a normal guy. I felt for the guy. I barely know this guy, but he felt like a human being, and it played on my empathy.
Yeah.
It's like this guy, because he happened to be nice enough to give Superman a sandwich or whatever it was.
Yeah,
I don't quite remember. I think it was a sandwich.
This is a sandwich.
Is now being held at gunpoint by one of the richest men in the galaxy, in the universe. in a pocket dimension to torture Superman.
Yeah.
A, his life sucks right now. But B, it's like he's sitting there going, don't give in to them. You don't need, you're a better guy than I am. You don't need to give in to them. And the guy's like is pleading with Superman, don't worry about me. I'm fine. Don't do anything. You don't have to let the world go on my account.
Yeah.
Don't let this man win. I'm sitting there going, dude, you're about to get killed. And 5 seconds later, dude, you're dead.
Yeah.
It's like, like this, like the people at the camp, I don't care that they died, or I assume they died, that when everything's going to heck. But this guy, it's like, who's barely in the film. Like,
Hold
he's got
on.
one other scene before this.
Please specify what camp you're talking about.
The camp that they
in the movie. Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. I understand what you said. I understand what you said.
Let's give you context. Because you say it wrong, we're gonna get canned.
The camp, the military camp.
Yeah, in the movie. Thank you.
That was a beachfront.
Yes.
For a teleporter, so that Ultraman can just go right back to Metropolis under everybody's nose.
Either or.
And go to this other
one of the clarification.
Sorry, yeah.
Fair.
Well, Do not take me wrong.
I was saving your bacon.
I actually, yeah.
Continue.
Prayers for the Texas Hill Country.
Yes.
Moving on. No retro, not Camp Crystal Lake.
Oh gosh, no Jason, please. That's not even Jason. That's his mother.
Yes, but like some of the people in there that I assume died in the film.
Yeah,
I don't care as much about them like I did this one guy who's barely in the film for 2 seconds.
Right.
I'm like, and he's just like, that's just a good example of the care put into characters who are barely on screen.
Yeah, fair.
How much more is you got someone like Jimmy Olsen, who, if I will remind you, Zack Snyder killed in a cameo cutscene.
Yeah.
And all these other people who made up the Perry Whites and whatever that other girl that was at the Daily Planet, they put and Miss Tessmacher, for crying out loud. This is a glorified cameo.
Yeah.
She didn't have to have the big role in the film. She just needed to be there to be the Miss Tessmacher of the thing. And it's like, oh, we're gonna have her have a crush on Jimmy Olsen and have everybody be confused as to why that's happening. And she's gonna be the smartest character in the film because she's gonna be pretending to be taking selfies when instead she's actually taking pictures of all of Lex Luthor's plans. And then she's gonna send that, and that's what's gonna. It's like, this character didn't need to be this integral to the story, and yet she is, and I love it for it. It's like, yeah, bring Miss Tessmacher back. I want her showing up in this one. I want in Superman 3, whatever it's going to be called. We see Eve Tessmacher and Jimmy Olsen getting married. I want that, and it's not Jimmy's idea,
or it's just mentioned. It's mentioned, and Jimmy's just terrible. It's like, okay, we'll do this. I hate this. Clark, get me out of this.
Oh no, Jimmy, you'll be happy. Trust me. But I just love how these background characters who don't need to be big characters, especially in this movie, because they're, like I said, they're not really integral to the story except for little bits and pieces here that could have been given to a more major character. No, this like, oh yeah, this character that you kind of know who they are.
Yeah.
Here's how they fit into the story and why we had to include them. Here's how this character fits in. And we're all going to make sure they all have histories so that they feel like real people. That doesn't happen a lot, folks.
No, it does not.
That you have a cast that this big. I mentioned like maybe 7 or 8 people. I was leaving off people I wanted to mention. I cared for robot number 4.
Oh, gosh.
AKA Gary, AKA who was surprised he was played by Alan Tudyk.
Nobody.
It's like, because you could just hear K2SO in that voice.
Yes.
But I was hurting for this robot who got killed because Lex Luthor is an idiot. I was like, Gary, no.
He's a genius psychopath.
Yes. I'm like, he's a robot. I shouldn't care about a robot getting killed. I shouldn't. And yet I do.
Yes.
And
It
the
makes
robot's
you-
not even on screen for very long before it happens.
Makes you care.
It's like, James Gunn, kudos to you for making me care about people who are on screen for 2 seconds. I appreciate that.
Yes.
You don't get that a lot.
No, you don't.
So yeah, my second like is the secondary cast feels like they're actually real people. What's your third like?
I mentioned this character before. Heck, I mentioned the character in the very beginning of the show.
I really wish that I had gotten a certain sound clip. Hang on.
Oh, no.
Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet.
Okay. Oh gosh, that show from 2005.
Yes,
Super Pets.
Crypto the Super Dog.
Yeah, Crypto.
Featuring Streaky the Super Cat.
Oh my gosh. But oh my gosh, so when the trailer started showing and they showed Crypto and it was like, oh my gosh, I'm loving this. And it's like, and then you learn it's like, oh, it's just James Gunn's dog Ozo just turned white. And it's a manic little chaotic dog. And I'm like, I'm loving this. And the fact to be like, he's just a manic, crazy dog. And you learn later because, oh yeah, he's Kara Zor-El's actual dog. And it's like, oh, no wonder he's misbehaved. I love that.
He's had bad training.
Yeah, bad training, like terrible. You're like, yeah, you don't throw your human around.
I'm sitting there watching it going, and he says, no, he's not a good dog. He's a bad dog, but he's by himself, and I got to go help him.
Yes, I do. I'll be like, there's like certain questions I have about like, okay, how did they capture Crypto ever since he's a Kryptonian dog, and like, how do you?
Metamorpho was probably with him and had kryptonite.
Who knows?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
But they weren't. He wasn't there. So
that you saw.
That we saw. But I love the introduction of Crypto. That he is a manic, insane little dog who is very misbehaved, and I do love the point where Crypto has destroyed the Fortress of Solitude, and Superman Clark is leaving, and like he's like, I've got to go. No, he goes like, oh, he's like whining, don't go, even though be like, I'm gonna bite you to death. But just like it's this little monster of a dog who becomes very attached to Clark in some ways. And it's like I've got to save him. Even though he's a real pain in the butt, I have to save him. And like, oh yeah, it's kind of a foster situation, which that be like, it clued on me is like,
yeah,
it's a foster situation. Okay, well, who's he fostered? Oh, it's his cousin's dog. And I like that. I like that aspect of it. But it was more when they realized, oh yeah, Crypto's in the pocket dimension chasing squirrels in a bubble. I'm like, you are just evil, Luthor, and I love the character more for it. And it's like, okay, this is cool. And then you get like Crypto at his worst. It's okay, Crypto, toy, attack.
Yeah,
it's just great. Just hump. Just the drones. I love it. I love it because then you get Nicholas Hoult going worse and worse and worse because he's seeing everything he's built being destroyed by this manic mutt. It's great. I love it. And then you get the where Luthor gets his upcomings and he gets pounded by Crypto, and Clark's trying his best to make him stop. Like, Crypto, put him down, stop, Crypto. And the point where Crypto finally gets it, he goes, huh? Drops him. And he kind of just comes around and sits there, and he's like, yeah, do I get treat? It's like, you just butchered a man. I loved it. Oh my gosh. So again, at the end of the movie, the very, very end, because they teased this, they gave us an image of this scene, this end credit scene of the movie. And it's the scene where Superman and Crypto are on the moon, and like Crypto's being nice, and he's being like kind of lays his head on Clark's shoulder, and everyone in the audience goes, "Oh, that was cute. He's actually cute and like actually adorable for a change when he's not trying to destroy everything." And I love the character for that. It's just like it's not he's not a tame and calm dog. He's not. I think it was how James Gunn described him as like the first week they got Ozo, that he literally destroyed everything in their home. And he's like, I kind of hate the guy, but at the same time, I absolutely love him.
Yeah.
And so they literally 3D modeled Ozo and just turned him white with a red cape. And I was like, that's genius, because it was like, be like if Ozo's be like he just simply destroy everything. What if he had superpowers? And that was the creation of this version of Crypto. And I love it. It's such a unique idea and design for Crypto. And when we learn by the end of the movie, it's actually Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl, aka Superman's cousin, who apparently likes to go to red sun planets where she can go get drunk. It's
well,
like
she's a teenager. She likes to party.
Likes to party, and it like this is
take
her
her dog with her.
Oh, okay.
For some reason,
yeah. So I'd be like, I really enjoy. I'd be like, I'm a dog guy. I love dogs. Be like, it's not the fact that I bark like a dog because I have Tourette's. But fun fact, apparently, they recommended me like if you have Tourette's and tics, but like you shouldn't bring attention to it because it'll bring out more tics. It's like I make fun of my tics, so who cares?
I was about to say, so it's like, do we need to back off?
No,
the dog stuff?
No.
Was your wife right? Outside of the normal ways, wife's being right.
No. It's like that. That's a fun conversation in itself. I was actually right about something. It was fun. I was like, yay, I actually right about something, honey. But and I let her know I was right. She thought one thing, I'll tell you later, but it was fun. That's the one thing. Anyways, way off topic like usual, but I love the way how James Gunn created this version of Crypto. And it's just a fun character. It's a fun character. It's a manic, crazy dog that it's a dog who doesn't know how to be tamed or calm or anything. But he's a good boy. So yeah.
So when they first put out the trailer for this,
yes,
back in March? Yeah. And our first image of Superman is him bloody and laying in the snow, dying or appearing to be dying. I remember at first going, "Oh, we're going dark with this," and then the next shot, you hear the whistle and you see this cloud of snow going, no
way they're doing it.
This is what we're doing. This is the direction this is going. And it's like, Crypto is in this film. Okay, you can't have Crypto, the super dog, in any way, shape, or form and expect this to be something as dark as Zack Snyder. Because it's not going to be a Doberman Pinscher. No. Let's be honest. Yeah. That's Ace.
Yeah, it's Ace.
It's not going to be like this super evil dog. It's going to be, it's Crypto. He's Superman in dog form most of the time. And I see this going, okay, so we're going for a more balanced take on what Superman is. Because, and the fact that I knew Crypto was in this and is like, we're going to have fun. This is a point in its favor. So I'm so thankful I'm agreeing with you, even though it's not my third like, of Crypto being in this film. Because it's like, he was my first clue that this was going to be a fun film, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But my third like.
So, like, just before that, you mentioned the first trailer. So you have this iconic scene where Superman's buried, it'd be like he's been pounded into the snow because he's fallen. The first thing pop in my mind be like if Drew hasn't caught it yet.
Oh, I thought of the Yamcha pose.
Yeah, he got Yamcha'd.
Honestly, that one shot.
Yeah,
except with the exception that he's on his back in in Superman, where it's the other way around. Yeah, it looks exactly like the Yamcha pose.
Yeah, exactly. Be like he's on his side and everything. It's just like, but it's like, did James Gunn watched Dragon Ball?
Knowing James Gunn,
Probably.
he probably is aware.
Probably. Superman got Yamcha.
I need to look more at the Ultraman in this because I want to get a better look at him, like without it, as a still shot of him. Because I wonder if there is any callback, even if it's just remote, to the Japanese Ultraman. There probably isn't.
Who knows?
But I remember watching, going, with that helmet, kinda, but no. But anyway,
yes.
No, my third for this film,
yes,
is Superman.
Okay,
David Cornsweet. I think he does an excellent job as Superman.
I agree.
And he does an excellent job as Clark Kent, what little he gets to play Clark in this. Yeah. If you've heard that review on Superman 2 I did with Retro Rewind podcast, I mentioned how one of the things I loved about Christopher Reeve's performance as him is the fact that he can switch back and forth seamlessly between Clark Kent and Superman, and you can kind of see the difference there.
Yes.
It's amazing to watch just with a couple of movements, and David Cornsweet's got that in droves. He doesn't have to do the switch back and forth in scene.
Agreed.
In this, but there's the fact that you see him in certain shots where he's Clark Kent, and you're going, he looks nothing like he does a Superman.
Exactly.
And we don't have Hypno-Glasses to worry about like they do in this film, which, well, kudos. If that's your excuse for why people can't recognize him, I'll live with it because it works.
Yes.
That's just enough techno babble. I can live with it.
Yes.
But I think he does such a good job. You can feel how, like I said, he's a lovable dork.
Yes.
He's a good guy. He's is the big blue Boy Scout, but his heart's in the right place. He's a good guy. He's just trying to do his best. He's not perfect. He doesn't claim to be perfect.
Yes.
But he feels more three-dimensional to me than some other versions of Superman, and that's all I'm going to say about I'm not going to say which ones I'm thinking are more two-dimensional. I feel that he did such a good job. It's like, you know what? I don't know if he's my Superman yet.
Fair.
I don't know if he's going to beat out Christopher Reeves, who has been my mental image of Superman, if you're not counting the animated series Superman.
Fair.
I don't know if he's in that role yet, but
time will tell.
Time will tell. He does such a good job. It's like, I'm actively looking to see who do they hire to play Batman who has to play opposite of this guy. Because if you don't get that relationship right, it's not going to work as well. And I will say that's one thing the Zack Snyder films got right is those two characters, those characters did really feel like had things gone differently, and if we'd gotten to see it, you could see how they would work well off of each other.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how they go with this.
Yes.
Artsy Steph says Robert Pattinson. Technically, no, because that's a different Batman. They've said that's a different universe, so they may not be using Robert Pattinson in the DCU stuff. He's letting that kind of, because James Gunn wasn't involved in the creation of those films, he's kind of letting those be their own universe. But eventually they're going to have to do a Batman.
Yes.
Let's be honest. You're building a Justice League. Somebody's got to pay for the upkeep of of the Hall of Justice.
Yes.
Which I love that they actually went to the train station that the Hall of Justice is based off of.
Yes.
To film the Hall of Justice,
which was incredible.
It's like,
I did not realize that. It's like, oh, okay. I thought it was a set.
No, that is the real train station.
Really?
That the Hall of Justice was designed after.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I knew it was designed after a building. I didn't realize it was a train station.
It was a train station. Cool. Which is interesting when you go in the building where they're so obvious, where the Justice Gang is still doing renovations, and you actually see all the signs for the train station in there.
That's hilarious.
But
meanwhile, the Hall of Justice.
I'm waiting for that in a coming movie.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever have a narrator, but I want
or just something like
Booster Gold. If they bring Booster Gold and he does his walks walking in and goes, meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, who are you talking to? Oh, don't worry about it. It just reminded me of this vid I used to watch as I was a kid. But anyway, sorry. I got off on a tangent. I love how he does I love Corn Sweat's performance here as Superman. He does a great job. I think Cavill's really got more of the look of Superman himself.
Agreed.
And I think I still prefer Cavill's costume to the one we have in here, but I can live with this.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about the actual performance of the actor, I think this really fits who I kind of picture Superman actually being.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
David Gordon Sweat as Superman is my third like for this film.
Okay. Fair.
But now we've got to talk about things we did not like for this film.
Okay.
On this film. What's your first dislike?
Well, this one was oh my gosh. You have so much legacy of this character of being invulnerable that you can't hurt him. Unless you are just a superpowered deity or clone of Superman.
Yeah.
And we all learned that at the very end of the movie. But it was more of there's a part of me, because you grew up watching Superman films, and the only thing that hurt him is kryptonite or a being that's far superior in power than him. And this guy gets his butt kicked the entire time. And again, it is charming as all. I enjoy it, but there's that little part of me. It's like, but he's invulnerable. Like, he can't get hurt. And that's more of it's a crux of the character. I get it, but at the same time, there's that little itch in the back of my neck. It's just like, but he's supposed to be invulnerable, and he's getting his butt kicked by just regular characters. But again, I love that as a charm. So it's more of I'm being torn almost between the vulnerable charm of a vulnerable Superman who can be harmed by characters around him and environments around him, and the legacy of this character who can only get beaten by very powerful characters. And it's just like, I'm kind of torn with it. I enjoy it, but there's the little back of my neck kind of, it's like, but he's supposed to be this.
So here's my theory on this.
Yeah.
What is the way they always show Superman's invulnerability, no matter the media, is they shoot him with a bullet.
Yeah, bullet.
And the bullet gets crushed, and you get that thing where the bullets fall down and the bad guys run off while Superman's just standing there.
Yeah.
Ha ha! A bullet can't stop me. Ha ha ha!
Yeah.
Whatever. We didn't have that in this film.
No, we didn't.
And I think that's because maybe it doesn't make sense to show that in this film.
That's true.
I don't think they want him to think invulnerable yet.
Yeah. I
think they want things like, yeah, he's incredibly strong and incredibly resilient to damage.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's where I'm torn with it.
Right. I don't think,
but I love it.
I don't think the intention was to show he was invulnerable.
Yeah, agreed.
Yet.
Yeah.
One of the things I appreciate about this version of Superman is that he is just a bit stronger than your average metahuman.
Yeah, I agree.
He's obviously stronger than everybody else, but it's not just his,
he still has an invulnerability.
It's not just his inexperience that he's dealing with. It's the fact that his power seems to grow when the need demands.
Yeah, agreed.
And he hasn't needed to have invulnerability yet, so we don't show it yet.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. It's like, yeah, he probably should, because of the legacy of the character, he probably should be able to take more of the hits that he is has to deal with in this. At the same time, it's like, I'm torn. It's like, I kind of like this more human Superman.
Agreed. Because again, we are coming off the Cavill version where he literally is invulnerable. You can't touch him unless you're just like something super powered, over super powered. But I do enjoy the human vulnerability of this character. Like I said before, I enjoy the fact that this guy can get beat up and he just keeps going. I love the endurance of this character, that he has a drive.
May I give a comparison to another character who has similar issues?
Okay.
Except Superman is a lot smarter than Goku.
Okay. Gotcha.
And Superman doesn't really like to fight like Goku likes to fight.
Right.
But
that's a good comparison.
But if you're talking about general power levels, I think that Superman in this is akin to where Goku is, say, during the fight with Piccolo Jr. The
Fair.
From the end of Dragon Ball, before Dragon Ball Z even starts.
Oh, okay.
Where he's at the peak of who he's had to fight so far, but he hasn't had to fight anyone stronger than that yet.
Okay, that makes sense.
So he's still making assumptions. He still has basic ideas of what his limits are. He's not had to surpass what he currently thinks his limits are yet. And that may be why his powers are not as superpowered as they are later.
Fair.
As we're used to seeing him. Because we are used to seeing him after 70 years of comic stories and trying to match that. This is trying to take him back to year 3.
Yeah.
Just set in the modern time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's my theory there.
That is completely understandable.
But I do agree with you. I am torn on whether or not I like it or not.
Yeah, exactly. So it's something new. It's something fresh. And I do enjoy it.
I appreciate
really
it. I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, exactly. But it'd be like, it's a different twist. Like I said, be like, is James Gunn's doing something different with this. But I do appreciate it. But there's part of me says, be like, but this.
Yeah.
So be like, I think it's something like something the marinate over.
We're at an early part of the power scale of a character we're used to seeing at the end of the power scale.
So when you say power scale, there's a scene.
It's the only word I know for it.
I'm aware. There's a scene in Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Yes.
I'd be like, I don't know if you're thinking of the same scene I am, but it's where Cell is. It's not Yamcha, but what's his name? Triclops.
Tien.
It's like, you know what? Blink power levels.
Blink Super Saiyans and blink you. Kiko. Which we knew in America as Tri-Beam.
I love that. But it's the first thing that came to my mind. It was like, okay. But just look for, Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Maybe some down the line.
We may be covering that at some point.
Maybe.
We've teased it enough. We ought to.
Yes.
But,
my gosh. Yes. that is my first, like, not blank power levels, but more it's like, okay, we're trying to be like, I don't know if I like the vulnerable Superman yet, but I do enjoy it. There's this part of me like, but he's not Cavill kind of thing.
Not Cavill.
No, he's not
Cavill. Even Reeve.
I know this, but it's
anyway.
Yeah.
My first dislike for this film, I don't like the look of the pocket dimension. I think it's a little drab. I know it's supposed to be like
a little drab.
I know it's supposed to be like this anti-universe, basically, because you've got lava river, not lava rivers. It was a plasma river, something like that.
It's terrific,
and it's dark. There's no light there, and it felt very flat. That's really what I'm trying to think. It like the entire time we were there, it looked very flat. It looked like it looked like it was on a set that was surrounded by giant LED walls that they then display graphics on. That's what it looked like. Okay. I'm sorry. It was one of those moments where it was playing and go, okay, y'all didn't want to use the blue screen for this one, I see. Y'all just put everything in a room with LED walls and filmed that. Great. I don't know. I just did not. It felt, like I said, it felt flat in the way that those scenes when they're done poorly. Like, did you see Obi-Wan?
Yes.
Obi-Wan Kenobi?
How that was shot?
So
yeah.
I think it's the first episode there where little Leia is on the on the roof, and that guy's coming up behind her, and you can tell that that's a wall back there that all that shit projected on. It's not quite that bad,
right?
But it's like a little more. You could do some more here. It just felt like it was very flat. Some of that was the coloring choice because there was no light, but you still had to show the characters. You couldn't just have it complete black.
Yeah.
So I get that, but it's like, was there a better way to do this? Because it was just disappointing every time we went there. Granted, that's where what's his name got killed. That made me feel bad for him. But it's just like,
oh yeah,
it went from being this interesting space at the beginning of the film when the Hammer of Barovia landed at that beachhead, I'll say, took off his armor and was walking through as Ultraman through this. When I was going, oh, that's a boom tube.
Not quite.
And well, it may not be. We don't know yet. The effect made me think of that.
Yeah,
but
fair.
he walks through this weird middle dimension and then walks out onto Lex Luthor's bridge because it was literally a bridge.
Yeah, literally.
And I'm going, that moment, that area looked cool. It's like, serious, what is that? And we spend so much time there that I start noticing it's all flat and CG. The colors are flat, and this is all obviously CG.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, George Lucas. I'll blame you for that because you're the one who decided that was a good idea back in the prequels. But c'est la vie.
Or the scene that got me with that one, because like it's an interesting scene. I can see where it's more flat, but like it's not very dimensional.
I think this is like a uncanny valley issue where it's like, I know it affects me, it may not affect everybody else.
But the scene that comes to mind is when Mr. Terrific, I want to call him Dr. Terrific for some reason, but it's Mr. Terrific, sends his T-Spears in there, and then of course Crypto sees them and sees Ball and chases them down and eats them. It's like, man, these things are expensive. Like, quit eating them, dog.
It's like, well, maybe if you didn't make them ball shaped
and realize Superman has a dog.
If you'd have gone with hexagonal spheres instead of spherical spheres, which I don't know if that's
the dog would have went after them anyway because they're flying. It's a spear. It's something to chase. The dog sees, huh? What's going on? Oh,
and admittedly, he was still in squirrel hunting mode.
Yes, it was in squirrel hunting mode. It's like, oh, it's another squirrel.
It's a flying squirrel. And his name is, and he's not being followed by a moose.
I knew you were gonna go there. I just knew it.
And Boris and Natasha fought chasing moose and squirrel. Anyway. I haven't got you like that in a while.
No, you haven't. Like it's not as bad where I'm leaning over and I can't breathe.
Only because I didn't push it.
Yeah, thank you.
It's like we don't need to go that far tonight.
No, because I guarantee if I passed out, Ashley would have been like, "I'm coming home and I'm gonna hurt you, Drew."
Oh, she'll get me eventually anyway for something.
That is true. Either or. So my second dislike of this film, and it's like, I understand you do text crawls. Star Wars did it. Other films do it. This was more like, okay, it's just it's a winter wasteland, and it's just like, oh, here's what's going on. No narration. It's just reading, and it's just white text. I'm like, okay, this is kind of a boring introduction. Be like, I understand you want to introduce everything, but you could have had characters just say this instead of, oh, after, be like, it's not the fact, be like, I don't like reading. I know it's just more, it's like, okay, you got to sit here and watch this. It's just, okay.
At least it wasn't like most opening scrolls where it's this slowly rising text that you, they would just put it all on screen. You could read the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, and it was written very interesting where it's like, 300 years ago this happened, 3 decades ago this happened.
It's
3 months ago this happened.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago this happened. 3 seconds ago Superman lost his first battle.
Yeah.
The 333 thing's like, okay,
it's interesting.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
And I kind of, and it's an interesting way not just to start off this movie, but to start off really the universe, even though this is technically the second entry of the universe. But yeah, it's like it's interesting. I can see it's the text crawls are overdone.
Yes, they are, and this one's not even really a text crawl. It's more like bullets. Mm-hmm. It's a bullet point, and it just be like I just found that a little bit irritating. I was like, okay. Because there again, you could easily do that in dialogue instead of, oh, here's our world building. It's in text. Great. It's not Star Wars because that's the way Star Wars has always done it. Because be like, you're not trying to emulate Star Wars, but it's more like, oh, okay, let's just put bullet points up there. And here's the information you need before watching this movie. It's like you could have had somebody say this in the course of the very beginning of the movie, be like, there again, it's a nitpick. And it's not, I don't like watching text. I get bored watching text. It's just more like it could have been said by a character. That's my own little gripe about it.
If we're going over all of the information it gave us, like only really like the last bit of it would make sense in dialogue, unless you had like, okay, if you had actually opening credits like we really haven't had in 25 years,
right?
Seems like, where you have maybe a camera walking through the city, and maybe this guy is listening to an audiobook about or a podcast this day and age, a podcast about who Superman is, and goes over like maybe the history and stuff, and then we move away from him to a report of how Superman was just knocked out by the hammer of Barovia. Yeah. And then we go to the frozen wasteland. Yeah. You could do that. I'm not sure it would have fit for me. I kind of, this way is like in less than a minute, we got, here's this thing. It's out there. We don't really need to go into detail. You just need to know metahumans exist. Superman's been here for 30 years. He's been Superman for 3 years, and he just got beat 3 seconds ago. Yeah. I agree. But like the threes are great. Yeah. And I understand. Yeah. Like you said, this was a nitpick for you. So it's not breaking the movie. No. But I don't know. I kind of like this instead of, because in my mind, like the first thing we're going to see is the planet Krypton exploded 300 years ago, and here's a pod containing baby Clark Kent as he's traveling through space, and he's going to get found by Ma and Pa Kent. And it's like, I don't need to see that again. That's true. Because they hit that line. It's like, here's who they are in one line, and we moved on to the next bullet point. Granted, you're right. It is bullet points. It does break the rule of show, don't tell, but I think in this case it worked. Yeah. It was like an information dump that they didn't quite be like, they could have done it with more like imagery or something like that. But it's like, that's the ways they chose to do it. I may slightly disagree. Again, it's a nitpick. So that's my second dislike. My second dislike, and I'm really starting to have a hard time coming up with ones. I kind of wish that Hawk Girl had more to do in this film. Yeah, agreed. Because Mr. Terrific has a much bigger role than the other two. Which I really enjoyed his performance. Right, and I did. And Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner just eats it up. Eats it up. So even though he's not on screen as much as say Mr. Terrific is, his presence fills that space. And then you've got Hawk Girl. Yeah. Who, she's there, but it's like, because I think it's the biggest thing she does is take out the president of that country. Yeah, I mean, I look at it and it's natural to compare this to the Zack Snyder stuff. It is. And I'm having to compare Hawk Girl to Wonder Woman, which is not fair. No, it's not. It's not fair to Hawk Girl. Gal Gadot, it's like, it is not fair. But I'm still sitting there going, the way, at least you can say a lot of things. People can talk about how much they don't like BVS all they want, because I know it's not everyone likes it. But you have to admit that they do an excellent job of introducing Wonder Woman without it actually beating you over the head that, oh, it's Wonder Woman. She actually has a major role through the film, despite the fact up until that last bit, it's really all about Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
In this one, our only female superhero, granted, she's also having to go up, not along with Superman, is also having to go up against the most obnoxious Green Lantern that ever existed.
Agreed.
And Mr. Terrific's there too. But doesn't do much. It doesn't feel like they gave her much to do. Granted, I don't know much about Hawk Girl in general, other than, if I'm not mistaken, isn't she like, I know there's a thing about her and Hawkman technically being lovers that have been reincarnated a bunch of times. And that's about all I really know, other than she was also in Justice League, that TV show. So I really wish they had done more with Gal Gadot, with Hawk Girl's character, than they did in this. So I mean, the engineer has a much bigger role in the film than Hawk Girl does.
Agreed.
So, which I didn't know who the engineer was until this movie either. So,
me either.
What's your third dislike?
My third dislike, I had it written down. Give me a second. My third dislike is, let's see. This movie has very odd little plot threads that are in it. It's like, say, for example, it's like, I love how the reveal, it's like, oh, how did Lex get into the fortress? Okay, bam, clone, no problem.
I like how it's not obvious.
It's not obvious at all. It's like, okay, so it's one of the things was like, okay, so how did you get Crypto into there? How did you do this?
There's Crypto into there. Ultraman beat Crypto. Or just took his helmet off. Crypto sees Superman basically.
Yeah.
And just says, okay, yeah, sure, I'll come with it. In as obnoxious way as Crypto would, but still.
Possibly.
It probably, I'm guessing he didn't have to go very far till they got him in the simulator.
Probably.
They probably had that simulator very close.
Probably. But it's just like, it's a good movie, don't get me wrong. Be like, there's little things here and there, little nitpicks. Because they're going to be like, right now, I can't even figure out what the nitpicks are because I watched it a week ago. And I'm still trying to just bore into this movie. I've only seen it once. Now, if I saw it a second time, I could be like, okay, there's your issue.
Yeah.
There's the issue with this scene. And it's not, oh my gosh, because they talk about this. It's like just coincidental they talk about this. But I'll be like, I'm not going to, give this movie a big thumbs down because they talk about this or they allegedly talk about this. No. It's like, I think there's little issues here and there with the story, which right now I really can't pin down because I think there might be an issue with the plot here and there. But overall, I think the movie itself is enjoyable. I think people are just nitpicking this thing to death. So more of it's more of a criticism of people's criticism of the movie.
Right. I will say, as my third dislike, and this is definitely a nitpick, is for a Superman movie, I think it probably needs to focus more on Superman than it does.
I agree.
Not because I feel like as much as I wanted Hawk Girl to have a bigger presence, I wanted to be more equal to what the other guys were doing. The other guys may need to come down a bit.
Fair.
Because I think it really should be focused more on Superman. But at the same time, it's still focused pretty well on Superman. So I don't really know how much more you could do with the way the story is set up. Fair. So I don't know what else to really tell. And like I said, I am nitpicking because it's like, and grasping at straws because it's like, well, I enjoyed the film. I do need to watch it a second time to come up with a more
robust analysis.
Yeah, more robust analysis, maybe more objective take on it, because I am still kind of in the honeymoon period with this film.
Fair.
Maybe when this comes out on video, we could do a
A retrospective review?
A retro, like an update.
Update review.
After we've watched, well, it won't be as structured, maybe not structured at this, maybe just a quick a discussion episode, basically, of
Superman.
Where are we on our second viewing 3 months down the road?
Yeah.
What are more of our thoughts on this? Because at the moment, and literally this idea just came to me. So that's why you didn't know about it before. I literally just thought of it. That's fair. But it's just very easy to nitpick the film, and those nitpicks really don't hold up very well. I'll admit, at least for mine.
That's fair.
So, what are you going to rate this film?
Oh, so I think I wrote down it's a 9 because I'll be like, I really enjoyed it. Again, be like nitpicks are more like people who are nitpicking the crap out of this film and looking at things who are not really there in the film.
There's probably also a lot of, how do I say this in a way that doesn't sound like I'm bashing somebody? Okay. Fans of the Zack Snyder movies. I'll put it that way.
Oh,
there are other words for the uber fans, the fanboys.
Yeah.
The Zack Snyder movie fanboys, which is different from fans. That's a different matter.
Yeah.
But the people who were putting the hashtag restore the Snyderverse.
Yeah, those guys.
Those guys are the ones I'm talking about. I would not be surprised if they are prematurely bashing the film.
Oh yeah, because
it's not Zack Snyder's. Despite the fact I think Zack Snyder has come out pretty positive on this film, from what I understand.
What I've seen.
But and I don't know if that's the case. I am guessing because I've not kept up with the discussions on this. Like you've probably kept up with it more than I have.
Probably.
But I think that's really more of what that is. But I'm sure there's some people who just don't like it because they just don't like it. I mean, you got a movie with a dog in it. Who's going to think that's good? I'm kidding, of course.
Well, there's a lot of people.
I don't like the bowl cut on Green Lantern. Why are they put Green Lantern out there? His movie sucked.
Because one, it's a different character, and two, Guy Garner has a bowl cut in the comics.
I agree. Though that being said, I would find it hilarious if when they need Hal Jordan to show up, they go ahead and just hire Ryan Reynolds to play the part again, just with a different costume.
Oh my gosh.
That would be funny.
That would be funny.
And honestly,
a little homage to the first movie that kind of didn't do well.
And honestly, Ryan Reynolds was not any of my problems with that film.
No.
So
I think the big gripe I hear a lot about this movie is, oh my gosh, it's about an immigrant and they're trying to be pro-immigrant and that kind of thing. But like, the movie's not about that, people. But like, yeah, he's an alien.
Quit reading politics into this. Yes,
exactly.
He is technically an illegal alien on American soil.
Yeah.
At the same time, at least in the comics, he's been naturalized for years.
For years.
He represents truth, justice, and what's the third one? The American way.
Yeah.
I know they don't like to say that in an international movie, but
yeah. But it's just like I think people my more nitpick about this, how people nitpick this film to death. It's like, oh my gosh, be like, are people who start complaining about the movie and say this and this about the film when most likely they haven't seen the film. They probably seen trailers and probably heard reviews over it.
And that's the problem with most brand new things. People
exactly.
They will voice an opinion before they actually will actually form one. They'll just go off whatever the internet says.
Yeah. And not form their, because we always
never take the internet seriously, not even us.
Exactly. So be like we always say, be like if you haven't seen the film and you want your own opinion about it, go watch the film, go to theaters, rent it somewhere, buy it somewhere, watch it for yourself, and build your own opinion based on that.
Go spend the $10 and be happy.
Yeah.
Or maybe not be happy, but at least go watch it in a theater. Bring theaters back.
There you go.
But anyway, I'm giving this movie a 9 also.
Okay.
This is a fun Superman film. I feel like this is a callback to the Richard Donner era of Superman films in a way, in terms of general tone, but with the seriousness to a degree of what Zack Snyder was doing. It's like what I want it. Okay. Let me back up, turn around. This feels to me like the live action adaptation of the Superman animated series in live action form.
Okay.
It's in spirit, at least. And that's all I really wanted. I wanted something of that level where it's like,
Fair.
We're going to take it at face value. We're going to be serious about it. We're not going to make it some change because look at how weird comic books are. We're obviously not going to do it that way. We're not going to be ridiculous. We'll take it as it is and treat it with the respect it really deserves. And that's kind of what they do here. You've got, let's face it, admittedly, the most ridiculous thing in this entire movie is the fact that Mr. Terrific,
Mr. T.
You already know what I was talking about. Mr. Terrific has a giant T.
Yeah.
As a mask.
Yeah.
It goes over his lips.
Yeah.
And it looks like the cloth goes over his lips. And it's like, I have no idea how that works. But I'm still looking at but that's the most ridiculous thing is that.
It's the character design.
It's a character design. And it's like, yeah, that looks weird. But it's what the character looks like, and we're gonna go with it. And it doesn't look stupid.
Yeah. Justice League, Arrow, like every iteration, it's the same little T design, which I think is cool.
But I think back to the 2000s era of superhero films where we turned Galactus into a cloud. Granted, he was a cloud in the Ultimate Universe, but you know what I mean.
Right.
Where we have the line, what would you prefer, yellow spandex? Where they were making choices to be serious about the superhero things, to make it more realistic instead of just doing what was done before because it worked.
Right.
This idea that you can't be cheesy, you can't be even a little bit campy. This has camp in it, let's be honest.
It does.
But it's balanced and it works, and you should be able to survive a little bit of camp, because guess what? This world that we live in is a bit of camp.
Yeah, let's be the real.
This is not Batman 66 levels of camp, even though I appreciate Batman 66 levels of camp. This is, I don't know, Wonder Woman 74 levels of camp.
Fair.
Maybe a little bit more serious than that. Just go watch the film.
Agreed.
And it's $10. Maybe a little bit more expensive depending on the theater. Maybe a little more expensive if you decide to go watch it in IMAX. Do what's best. If that doesn't even work for you, wait 3 months. Watch it on rent it for $2 from Amazon or wherever, and enjoy it that way.
Yeah.
But don't judge the film before you watch it. I mentioned earlier that I am hesitant about Fantastic Four First Steps because of the track record of the MCU in the past, for the past couple movies. More on that in the last episode. I'm still planning on going and watching it this Saturday. Not tomorrow Saturday, but the Saturday
next Saturday.
The Saturday after we review the Garfield movie.
Yeah.
Spoilers, that's the next movie we're reviewing. And I'm going to make a judgment then. And I'm not judging it before then. I've looked at the trailers and go, yeah. And I'm excited because it's like, oh, cool. It's going to have a little bit 60s sci-fi. That can be fun. At the same time, I'm not going to know what it's like till I watch the film. And I'm not going to judge it before then, because I have judged films before and I've been wrong. I've judged films before, and and that judging of them beforehand actually ruined the film for me.
Fair.
When I would have liked it otherwise, because I have come back and watched it many years later. It's like, oh, I actually like this film. Why did I hate it before? Oh yeah, because the internet told me to.
Yeah.
Don't do something because the internet told you to.
No.
Go make a decision for yourself. Be a critical thinker about what you do.
Yeah. Just don't be a mindless drone to what everybody else says. Make your own opinion up.
Don't be a Twitter bot.
Yeah, exactly. Or don't let people sway you because, oh my gosh, you haven't watched this yet. Because believe me, I have people in my life who do that.
I can be guilty of doing this to him. I've tried not to. But it's hard not to do that when you're excited about something.
That is fair.
But anyway.
Either way.
Join us on the other side of the bumpers and we'll talk more DC. This time with an animated Batman.
I wasn't talking about True.
No, I just know I can be just as bad as some other people.
There.
I know who you're referring to.
Yes.
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box. Whether you enjoy geeky reviews, comedy, or original fiction, you can open up the Culture Box and find something excellent for your soul. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
This week, we suggest checking out the Monster Island Film Vault.
Hey,
Yes, they are the newest members of the Culture Box network of shows.
I thought I recognized that show.
You might.
Maybe.
Hey, kaiju lovers, looking for a podcast that's a fun listen and takes big monsters seriously? Then check out the Monster Island Film Vault, a podcast seeking entertainment and enlightenment through tokusatsu. Host and film curator Nate Marchand and his rotating roster of guest hosts take academic yet fun deep dives into the wild world of giant monster films and television, discussing their artistic merits, or lack thereof, and their historical and cultural context, giving you a greater appreciation for an underappreciated genre. You'll hear about Godzilla, King Kong, Gamera, and more, while also getting a crash course in toku topics, ranging from history to sociology to science. Along the way, you'll hear audio drama segments chronicling Nate's many misadventures on Monster Island with a colorful cast of characters like his intrepid producer, Jimmy from NASA. So go pay a visit to the Monster Island Film Vault at monsterislandfilmvault.com. The Cellcast would also like to thank the following patrons: Ashley and Francisco Ruiz,
Hi, Roy.
PaulJPowers.com, the Monster Island Film Vault,
Hey,
Artsy Stuff, and Edwin Gonzalez. If you would like to have your name shouted out on the show, some special art from Jacob, and uncut episodes, you can donate to us on Patreon with a $5 donation. Or, for an additional $5, you can force us to watch something within reason. And we'll review it, and then we'll even force we get you to, if you want to, you can actually join us on the show. So yeah. Also, check out our Redbubble store for t-shirts and other stickers and other merch. So do that.
Yes.
And also join Jacob and me when we do different things off the podcast.
Yes.
For gaming streams and such. So go check us out there.
Yes. I want to say Superman, but it's Batman.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman. 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 There is a song the good folks sing.
I'd like to point out that I have been behind on reading comments on the show, which a lot of them are Nate, because he texts us back a lot, which we appreciate. But he did mention on one of our previous episodes, we were talking about Catman.
Mm-hmm.
There is a DC Comics character named Catman.
Yes, there is. Apparently, he trained a lot of people.
Apparently. But anyway.
Oh, okay. So before we go into it, before we get into this, so my dyslexia kind of messed me up.
Oh no.
A little bit.
What are you about to tell me?
So
did you miss in that? We're actually the wrong episode.
Let me get there. So I read our spreadsheet. We have a little spreadsheet, gives us a track of where we're going. And so I watched The Man Who Killed Batman.
Yeah.
And so my dyslexia flipped the second episode. So I accidentally watched Zatanna instead of Mudslide.
In that case, this is a live decision.
Mm-hmm.
It will not hurt us to only do one episode tonight.
That'll work.
We'll just move everything one episode forward. That way, this is our single episode, and we won't have to end before our break on a single episode. We'll just have a double then.
There we go.
So, first episode, the only episode tonight, The Man Who Killed Batman.
In air quotes, killed Batman.
First aired February 1st, 1993. It is production episode number 51 and broadcast episode number 49.
Yes.
It was directed by Bruce Timm and written by Paul Dini.
Whoa, this is an episode directed by Bruce Timm and written by Paul Dini.
Yes.
Whoa, no wonder it's a good episode.
Also, I noted when I was watching it, they must have also been using their Tiny Toons and Animaniacs animators for this, because there's a lot of what I think of as loony animation in this.
Yes,
spots.
there is. Definitely the Joker. Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Anyway, while third-rate mob Stumblebird,
Stumblebird?
I misread it.
Dumbledore?
I misread it. It's a
Dumbledore.
It's a Stumblebum,
Stumblebum.
which by the way is already a weird word.
Yes, it is.
But I read it as Stumblebird. So it's a Stumblebird now, I guess. While third-rate mob Stumblebum Sidney Debris was acting as lookout for drug runners, Batman surprised him on a warehouse roof. The two struggled, and Sin's bumbling caused Batman to pitch off the roof and into a shed of explosive gas. After the ensuing fire, the only thing found was Batman's cape and cowl. It seemed Sidney had done the impossible and become the man who killed Batman. New cast for this episode, we got Matt Frewer as Sidney Debris, Maurice LaMarche as Murphy,
Oh, okay.
and Robert Picardo as Eddie G.
Oh, okay.
Eddie G was Sidney's friend that got him the drug running job.
That's right. Yeah.
Trivia for this episode. Arlene Sorkin, who played Harley Quinn, plays Amazing Grace on the kazoo in one take. It was so funny that the crew was laughing during her performance, and immediately after she finished, Sorkin and the rest of the voice cast also broke into uncontrollable laughter.
I can imagine. It's like, wow, that's impressive and hysterical at the exact same time.
Paul Dini said it was fortunate she could do it in one take, as a second take would have been impossible to do.
Because everybody had been laughing.
He also reportedly was worried that Harley Quinn playing Amazing Grace on a kazoo might be thought of as sacrilegious, but no controversy was ever raised.
Oh, that's good. Well, it does make sense because you are literally burying somebody.
And it has been used primarily by the world, we'll say, as a funeral dirge more than a song, what the actual lyrics are talking about.
Agreed.
So,
and plus, we like, where they got Amazing Grace, at least the music wise, is probably a dirge, and so it's
probably
so it kind of makes sense in a way.
The idea for the episode germinated from a debate between Bruce Timm and Paul Dini on whether they could do a Batman episode without Batman present for the majority of it.
Makes sense.
In Mark Hamill's introduction for the book, The Joker, A Visual History of the Clown Prince of Crime from 2011, he specifically mentioned the scene where Joker gave Batman's solemn eulogy, casually sent Sid to his death, and then remarked, "Well, that was fun. Who's for Chinese?"
Yes.
Hamill credits both the scene and the line, "Without Batman, crime has no punchline," with being the single most significant moment to him getting the character of the Joker.
Oh, that makes sense.
Years later, Hamill would perform this eulogy during Star Wars Celebration number 6.
I remember that.
Harley Quinn's real name of Harleen Quinzel is mentioned for the first time in this episode, but as a pseudonym.
Yeah.
The story was loosely taken from Detective Comics number 524, Death Grip. However, in the story, Sid the Squid's apparent killing of Batman is only a delusion. Sid is suffering as a result of his fight with Batman. At the chemical factory, the Joker claims it was the Batman who created him. This is referring to the events of Batman from 1989, which this is kind of a the show's always been a kind of a semi-sequel to, where hitman Jack Napier got into a scuffle with Batman at a chemical factory and fell into a vat of chemicals, which distorted Napier's features and turned him into the Joker. What are your thoughts on this episode?
I enjoy it because it's a different pace of the story. Because there again, it's not literally a Batman. Be like Batman is the focus of the story because he's allegedly dead, and then you have this Sid the Squid. Is it Sid?
Yeah, it's Sid the Squid.
Yeah, Sid the Squid.
This was apparently also something the production team apparently liked because in Animaniacs, one of Slappy Squirrel's villains is a squid named Sid.
That makes sense. Pardon me. But I enjoy the fact that Sid is this bumbling goof who probably has shouldn't even be here. Be like he just happens to stumble into Batman as he's doing watch and being the guy who's literally plugging it whacked. And like Batman literally stumbles over him. And it's just like a fluke that Batman happened to fall. He grabs Batman's cape. Batman falls. Obviously, he catches himself. And the explosion goes off. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, this guy did this. And he goes to Thorn. He's being chased by everybody. He gets kidnapped by the Joker. And it's just a great episode. Definitely the funeral scene is very iconic. When it comes to Mark Hamill's performance as the Joker, life doesn't have a punchline without Batman. It's the fact to be like when he realizes like, oh yeah, Batman is not gonna be here, and he literally tells be like, oh, just put it away, and like he literally slaps Harley. It's pointless, and they literally walk out of it because he's so defeated by it. And the fact that Joker in so many iterations has tied himself so tightly to Batman that if Batman's not there, he literally has no purpose. Like the laughter has gone out of the world because Batman is no longer there.
I would say that this episode is probably, when you're talking about the character of the Joker.
Yes.
This episode is probably the biggest flip from the Joker we see in Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, which Joker was purely psychotic.
Yes, agreed.
But in this episode, you really do get the feeling that if the other villains were not causing problems in Gotham City, and the city and Joker was the only villain that Batman was needed for, and Batman just walked away and didn't show up, Joker probably would stop doing all that stuff.
Probably.
He has no reason to.
Yes.
Because he does it more for the enjoyment of fighting Batman than he really does for any of the stuff he's gotten. It's why the Joker is such a good rival for Batman to begin with, because, well, to quote Alfred in Batman and in The Dark Knight, some people just want to watch the world burn. The difference is the Joker wants to watch the world burn while Batman is chasing him.
Yes.
At some point, I do want us to review the recently come out. What was the name of it? The 3-part one that had all the multiverse stuff in it.
Oh yeah, that.
I want to do that one eventually because it does actually contain the final performances of Kevin Conroy as Batman and what Mark Hamill has said his last performance as Joker.
Yeah, agreed.
And I want to see that, but I've seen the scene in question, and it's like that. It perfectly encapsulates their relationship. Agreed. And it comes from this. This is the episode that really does it. But talking about the rest of the episode, I remember this is one of the episodes I remembered from as a kid, being a kid and watching this, because you see what you think of as a kid. You see Batman die.
You do.
There's no reason when you're watching this to think, especially when you're a kid, that Batman was able to survive that. Sure, they point out, oh, there's no body, but no one could have survived that explosion.
Yeah, agree.
And that's totally believable. So I remember the first time I watched this being like wrapped up in what was going on. And I remember when you get to the Joker at the jewelry store, robbing the place just to see if Batman is really gone. And I remember watching that and actually feeling disappointed Batman didn't show up. When the few times as a kid I agreed with the Joker about anything, it's like, he's not coming. There's not much point in this. And the funeral of or the memorial service anyway that Joker gives, it's like that would be like if Batman died before his time.
Yeah,
it would make sense that someone like the Joker would be the one to give his eulogy.
Yeah, it does.
And you watch that scene and you're sitting there going, is this really happening? And then, of course, the Joker does finally get to be deranged again. He says, and I'm not going to be happy until that man is thrown in that box, and that box is thrown into that vat of acid. It's like, so you're watching this and you're already feeling devastated because as far as you know, Batman's dead. And this guy, bless his heart, is about to pay for it.
Yeah.
And he's describing, sliding down the slide into the vat of acid and the acid starting to burn in there, and all of a sudden it opened up.
Yeah.
And he's thinking it must have went down a drain. And as a kid, I recognized there is no way on God's green earth that there's a drain big enough for a casket to go down.
Well, it is Gotham.
It's Gotham. Who really knows? But it does seem a little odd, especially since it was burning. It was cutting through there after it had floated through water for a little bit. So it's like, I can kind of see it. At the same time, it was very obvious to me that the lid of the casket was thrown off.
Yes. And you see a hand.
And you do see a hand. I never made out whose hand it was, but
it was a black glove.
Obviously it was Batman.
The blue. Yeah.
And I remember as a kid watching this and going, wait a minute. I think Batman's still alive. But you don't really know until he shows up at the very end. And it's like, this episode stuck with me for a long time. The image of Batman's cape and cowl laying in that casket with the kick me sign on it stuck with me for a while, because this was a hero. One of my heroes dead for all I knew. Yeah. You learn that later, but it's like the image of like, okay, yeah, Batman can fall. I think stuck with me more than the ever-present jokes that, well, given enough preparation time, Batman can beat anybody. It's like, that may be true, but he's human. He's still going to mess up. There's still going to be a day, more than likely, no matter how lucky Batman is, that's his fate.
Yeah. You know what that reminds me of? It's kind of a callback to a previous episode we did on this series where the episode opens up and it's Batman sitting in a chair in the cave, and he's pondering over like what I'm doing doesn't matter. Yeah. It'd be like he does reminisce of the idea like one day like some street punk's gonna get lucky and he's gonna take me down. And it's like what all of this stuff I've done doesn't matter. And it kind of comes to fruition here a little bit, but it's more of a switcheroo in a way. Yeah. But it just reminded me of that episode.
But this is, like I said, this is one of the episodes I remember watching as a kid and I was looking forward. Like when we first started talking about the possibilities of doing Batman the Animated Series, this was one of the episodes that popped in my head. It's like, oh, that's going to be a fun episode to do. And yeah, I really do love this episode. I did not realize this is the first time in a while since we've seen Rupert Thorne. Yeah. I thought Thorne was more in this show than he's been. Yeah. He's like, maybe like made 5 appearances total, probably. And I'm sitting here going, he's like half the villain cast. No, he's only in this episode. Two-Face has had more of he has done more in this show than Rupert Thorne has. True. But this is one of the, like I said, I love this episode. It's one of the best written, I think. And when I saw that it was a Paul Dini, Bruce Timm episode, I was not surprised in the slightest, because this has got them to a T. Yes. On it. So
once you realize that, it's like, oh yeah,
this explains everything. A lot. And I joked earlier about how they must have used the Tiny Toons Animaniacs animation company for this. Yes. Because there's a lot of loony animation that pops up throughout this episode.
Point completely.
But it works. It's a great juxtaposition. Sid the Squid, or Sidney Debris. I actually kind of like his character as this little weasel who gets lucky. But the ending of this brought an interesting thought to my mind. At the end of the episode, he enters, I'm guessing that's Stonebridge Penitentiary, because it's not Arkham.
Yeah, it's
Stonebridge, I think. And he is entering to applause and cheers as the man who almost killed Batman.
Yes.
Who embarrassed and the Joker, and got Rupert Thorne in all of a tizzy. He is, despite the fact that he is the biggest screw up in the show, he is welcomed into that circle as almost like a hero to the criminal underground. And the thought crossed my mind, he's reigning in hell.
You're not kidding.
Because it's like, I sit there going, it's like, this is not a place you want to be, and yet he's at the top, and
he's kind of reveling in it.
He's reveling in it, and I'm going, how sad is that?
Well, I'd be like, let's take the example. This is a guy who he wants to be the big dog.
Right.
He wants to have power. He wants to have influence and people who love him and praise him for what he does.
Yeah, but
and it's kind of fitting for a guy who is like narcissistic about that kind of ideology, and he is stuck in a prison and where he is loathed at the same time he's praised for the guy who almost got the bat.
And but the thing is, I'm sitting here thinking that shouldn't be your goal, dude. That's not. I understand you wanted to be hit the big time and be like,
no, he did
the biggest guy, and that's what you got. But one should also be careful what they wish for.
Yeah,
because Joker's favor.
Yes.
Do you really want to be the focus of the Joker? Because, dude, you humiliated the Joker. You may be top dog in this prison right now, but the Joker has goons everywhere.
Yeah.
You escaped his thing, and eventually, dude, you probably died to the Joker.
Probably.
So, yeah, it's like that. I think you really should have wanted out of that situation, not go in deeper and be the top dog and also get the target on your back. Because what was it the goon said before when they all got arrested and Harley bailed them out? If I take out the guy who took out Batman,
then I'll be
the toughest guy in town.
Yeah,
he's got a bullseye on his back.
Yeah, but that was before that. It was
before that, but at the same time, it's not going to be the only time it happens.
No. And plus, it makes that good analogy that be like the what you reap is what you sow. And be like, if you want that big top position, be like there are a dozen, 10 other guys who want that.
Yeah.
And so if you get it, they're coming after you, and you be like, you're messing with the Batman. You're dealing with this entire rogues gallery. You're dealing with the psychotic Joker.
You've got Joker and Ivy and
Two-Face and all these guys.
Like the only person who probably doesn't want to take you out right now is probably Catwoman.
Yeah.
And that's because she's in love with the guy.
Yeah.
So she might come and beat you up for other reasons. So anyway, that's my thoughts.
Agreed. It's a good episode that be like Batman is the focus, even though he's not there.
Yeah, his presence is felt the entire time.
Just emanates the entire time. And I do love the fact to be like he does come back. And obviously be like he does explain himself. It's like, oh yeah, I just swung away.
Yeah,
at the last minute. And to be like he takes everybody out and be like, and okay, you want to go to prison? Okay, fine. Let's let you sit in your reverie of who you think you should be, and let you kind of marinate on that until you realize that it's not the place you want to be.
Exactly. Next week, Mudslide and Paging the Crime Doctor. Zatanna will be next. Will be after that.
Yeah. So just before that, please send me a note before that, because believe me, I will probably mess it up and watch
it happens. It does. I can see how you may have not followed the line across.
Yes.
So.
It's called dyslexia. It's like, oh yeah, that's the one. Because here's what it was. So I'm watching this on HBO Max. Now it's HBO Max, not Max.
Yes.
So be like the man who killed Batman, and then Zatanna
is next in a lot of lists.
It's the next episode. So it was like, okay, that makes sense. Nope, it wasn't.
No, next one was Mudslide.
Yeah,
so.
we'll just watch Mudslide then Santana.
Well, Mudslide then Paging the Crime Doctor.
That's right, and then we'll do.
I will text you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So, in the meantime,
Yes,
I didn't mention. Well, we did kind of say this earlier.
yeah.
Next week we're reviewing Garfield, the movie, starring Chris Pratt
from 2024,
along with Mudslide and Paging the Crime Doctor. Join us next week for that. Honestly, I don't know what I'm in for with Garfield the movie. I haven't watched it yet, but even though he's, I don't think you can see him
right over there.
I'll get this fixed. I need to move Garfield back a bit.
Yeah,
but
move the camera.
I'm seeing Groot back there. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, you're seeing Groot.
So yeah, join us next week for those things. But in the meantime, you got anything before we cut out?
No. Again, thank you guys. We were gone for like what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Yeah, we're gone for 2 weeks. I was on family vacation in California. Had a great time. Hopefully I'll get to talk about it more in the podcast. It was a great time. Went to Central California, and yeah, it was great. Got to meet a bunch of wonderful people, and we'll probably be going back probably the next 3 years. Probably this time driving and probably going to Anaheim.
And then last week you had your dad in the hospital, so
yes,
that caused some other issues, and you weren't going to have time to get anything in at that time, which was understandable.
Yeah, because
so that's why we were out the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So we got in on Tuesday, and then we drove back to where we live on Wednesday, and then my father had surgery on Thursday. I wasn't able to go. Praise the Lord, it went well, and he's doing he's recovering at home. Praise the Lord. And then it was just Friday because it was like I just had no time to do anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys for your patience, and I hope you guys enjoy the episode that recently got released where we do kind of like a special. So yeah, I guys hope you guys enjoy that.
In the meantime, however, this has been Drew.
This is Jacob,
and we'll catch you in the next frame.
He's definitely not a super dog.
To follow Jacob and Drew's individual internet exploits, check out the Linktree links in the show notes. You can email us at thecellcastpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter or X at @cast_cell. Follow our Facebook page, The Cellcast Podcast, and join our Facebook group, The Cell Nation, our YouTube channel, Cellcast, and our Rumble channel, The Cellcast Gaming. You can join us every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central for our live recordings of our episodes on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. You can also join Drew on those same streaming channels on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Central for gaming streams. You can listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else fine podcasts can be downloaded from. Please rate and review us where you found us. Our theme song is Drop and Roll by Silent Partner. Our bad movie theme is It's Party Time by Gregory Snegoff, with additional audio from the film Titanic: The Legend Goes On, and remember, that's Cell with a single L.
Crypto, the super dog, Crypto. It's super dog time.
Oh my gosh.